Hi, I am Sophronia Scott, Director of the Alma College MFA in Creative Writing, and this is Faculty Friday. This is your opportunity to get to learn more about our tremendous faculty members that we have in the MFA program. And today we have with us Anna Clark, who is on our creative nonfiction faculty. She is the author of The Poisoned City, an amazing book of journalism about Flint's water and the American urban tragedy. Thanks for being here with us today, Anna.
I love talking with you. I'll do it any morning.
Well, today, Anna, we are going to talk about an interesting part of our program, which is the study plan. And for those who don't know, Alma is a low residency MFA program, which means that students are on campus for 10-day residencies twice a year. And the rest of the time they are working one-on-one with a faculty mentor. Now, during the residency, the faculty member mentor works with the student to create a study plan for what they are going to submit for the rest of the semester. And Anna, I'd like to talk with you today about how you work with the student to create that study plan.
Sure. Well, this is like the signature feature, I guess, of the experience as a student in a low residency program. And I've been on the other end of this too. I've been on, I did a low residency MFA, so I've had several study plans myself. What they are is like basically coming up with like an individualized plan for your experience over the semester. It's an organization. You're going to be turning in packets regularly that are a mix of creative work, a mix of writing about the creative work of others, a really detailed letter about your experience with writing and thinking about the kind of questions that you're struggling with, the concerns you have, the just things you're wondering about, and this is the forum really for you and your teacher to be in constant conversation with each other about your work and about what needs to happen so that you can really grow as a writer and become your best self. So this is hammered out during the actual residency when you get matched up with your mentor, and the two of you will meet several times to like come up with a plan. So maybe you're coming in just completely open-minded, being like, I know writing is the thing for me. I don't have a particular project right now. I'm not really sure where I need to go. I kind of want to get better at everything. That's fine. We'll come up with a plan of reading and writing that like moves you forward over the semester. Maybe you're coming in really focused on something. You're like, I want to do the third draft of this novel that I've been working on for years. And you're really, really focused on like how I need to build the skills necessary to really take this to the next level. We can work with that, like, so it's really adaptable. This is one of the things that I think is like, really beautiful about Alma, and what's because there's a lot of personalization that happens to really push you as a writer, but also there's like room for just adapting to your particular interests, your particular passions.
So if a student doesn't know what they want to focus on just yet, how do you hone in on where to start, like what they might want to learn or need to learn?
Well, of course, one of the best things you can do to be a better writer is to keep writing and keep reading. So one of the things that like I probably would like start with like having a conversation about just what has been creatively exciting them. What have they been reading lately that they've been really loving? What do they admire? What have they written in the past that they love especially? Like that feels like kind of that has like the seeds of really where they're like most curious of going, especially for your early semesters. Like I think like a lot of the purpose is like generating work and just really, just creating as much as possible. So there's a lot of freedom in this. But I would like try to find a way to, pick up on the seeds there of like what generally just opens you up as a reader and writer, and focus on that for like the initial packets, and to just create a lot and read a lot and talk seriously about like what kind of craft issues are coming up, how things are working mechanically in the story, what's limited, what's has a lot of potential. Revision's important part too. So like the study plan would include like a plan to like go back over, things that you write. I think I was this way too when I was starting my first semester, where I'm like, I'm just teach me all the things, and it turned out to be like really great, a really great like kind of like the structure of the study plan helped me bring some like discipline and focused to what was like truly a kind of open-ended writing curiosity I had. It just gave me a way to move forward. It gave me just a place to start, and somebody to be talking to throughout the semester. So yeah, I would suggest, really great things to read. I would be really excited for what you turn out there. Like the expectation is that these are drafts too. It's not like every packet's like some beautifully polished thing. We're very much working on it. You'll write something that you'll never want to look at again. That's fine. This is all part of the process. But the point is to be working on it together, and building on each packet builds on what came before. So wherever we do start, we're gonna plan to just move forward from there.
And how do you come up with the reading list?
Definitely in conversation with the writer. Like I would try to, I try to like, I'm interested. I would like try to find like the bulk of the reading list would be in their genre, but it wouldn't necessarily be just their genre. So for a nonfiction student, we'd have a lot of nonfiction texts, but I might put in a novel, or I might put on a like craft books and things like that. Well, I guess that is nonfiction, but you know what I mean, or poetry or things like that. That have some element in there that I think relates to what the writer is interested in, where they could like kind of grow. So like if maybe it's like something that's like relevant to the particular period of time that they're focused in, different ways of writing like in personal voice, if they're working on like a memoir, different ways of kind of like integrating different genres in the same text, like you could, like, so basically I would like in conversation with the writer, I would try to like come up with like books that I think would resonate with them. Maybe they'll love them, maybe not as much, but either way that's interesting, because we can have a conversation about like what's working or not working for them. If there's some particular book that the writer themselves is like, oh, I'm dying to read this, I've been told a million times it relates to like the kind of stuff I want to write about, we can put that on there too. I'll read it along with you, and we'll be in conversation with that too. I think that the goal of the reading list is to have like is to like really begin practicing reading like a writer, learning like the kind of different craft techniques, the choices you have that you can apply in your own work. So whatever we're reading, we're mining them for ideas and strategies.
Now, there are critical papers as well, not just creative. So what would you say to a student who may not have been in school for a long time and they haven't written academically in a long time? So what goes into a critical paper, and how do they go about finding their way into those?
So I think these are really, really important. And I hope they don't ever get like sidelined to like the creative work. Like I think they're like equally important. So you would turn in a few of these each semester, and they're really powerful opportunities to like be engaging deeply with the work of another writer, peer to peer, So part of this, I think, is just like practicing, speaking to other writers and speaking to their work as a writer. It is a little bit different than traditional academic writing. It's not like, you're writing a research paper and citing sources and exactly, like it's not like that traditional mode. So there's a little bit of like, it's a little bit of a unique genre here. There are only a few 2 to 3 pages, substantial pages, but like they're short. So that, like, I hope people don't feel too intimidated, but this is where you get to talk about like what you see and what you think and what you feel about the words of somebody else. So it's more than a book report too. It's not just like summarizing, here's what this person wrote. Here's Like I pretty much liked the book, but I was a little bit disappointed at the end. It's not like that. It's not like a book report or a book club like kind of blurb. It's looking at like, how did they do the thing that you did? Like if you did like the book, what specifically was working for you? Like how did they create that character? How did they,
Examination of craft.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like how did they do that? If the ending was kind of disappointing for you, where did it fall off and why? Like like at this point, it seemed like you could say, for example, like that it seemed like the perspective changed and I just didn't really like believe it because of this and that reason. So it's really like digging in deep, beyond the like kind of surface level, digging in deep to be like, what is the craft? Like, how did they make this? How did they do it? And it's helpful sometimes to focus it, to not just like take the whole book and all the craft they use, but to be like point of view, or how they used, like especially for a lot of nonfictions, how they like blended research with maybe personal experience, how they integrated poetic language, into, or tone or humor into their writing, and like specifically where did they do it? Like how did they do it? What is their strategies? We're like back, what's that word? Like we're like kind of like I'm blanking on the word, but we're taking the pieces apart so we can see it more fully. For me, I think this is really exciting as a reader. It makes me love and respect the writers so much more that I already love and respect, when I like can see clearly what they're doing. And it helps you as a writer to be able to see these things in your own work. So when you go back, it's like osmosis. It's like magic. Like when you go back, you start noticing, you reread your draft and you start seeing it clearly, because we've been practicing it with the work of others.
Yeah, I remember, I think this was in my second semester as an MFA student working on a novel, and my faculty mentor could tell that I didn't understand true omniscience. So she added some novels to my reading list, and I had to write a critical paper about omniscience and how it was used in these novels. So, and of course, that's what helped me learn it, to actually read it and write about it in a critical way.
Yeah. It's really powerful. And that's an interesting piece too. It's like, we'll start with a study plan. We're going to keep our commitments in the study plan, but there's also like, we're adapting a little bit as we go too, as like things come up. Maybe you read something and it's just like, your imagination just gets a shock of excitement, and we want to like definitely like go there. And this is why, we're in communication with the letters and all that too. So if there's something that you're really needing, that's what your teacher's there for, your mentor's there for, to like meet you right there. You want to write like with true omniscience, let's look at some folks who do it really well, and let's figure out how they do it, and we'll get this.
Yes. And it's just exciting. Just to hear it and to think about it. And I hope our potential students can see the excitement and the potential of working on writing in this way. Well,
yeah, I love it. I think it's really exciting, both as a teacher and a student. I think it's like, there's just like it's just such a powerful system, I think, for growing as a writer. And this is just like one semester, and then you do it again with another teacher over the next semester, and you keep growing. Like all of this will build on each other. It's pretty powerful. So, and the residency are these really lovely bookends, so to speak, where you can kind of like look back and be like, oh, you come back, you're working on maybe your second semester study plan. It's a chance to reflect on where you were growing. And maybe there's like some lingering thing where you're like, now that I've done this work, I can see that I really need to learn this thing, or I got really interested in this whole other kind of writing that I didn't even know was possible in nonfiction, or whatever it is, and then you go to your teacher, your mentor for the second semester, and you're like, you tell them that, and you work on your study plan that way. So all of this is cumulative. And so by the end of the program, you've really grown into the kind of writer that you are meant to be.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's so inspiring. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
And thank you, the viewer, for watching this. I hope you find this inspiring as well and want to apply to our program. You can learn more about it on our website, alma.edu/MFA. We are taking applications now for our next residency. I hope you will join our cohort. I am Sophronia Scott. She is Anna Clark. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.